So is there anything you want to say in response to those two things? Do you want to apologize?
I'll say it again. Apologize for what, Andy? Wait, I just understand.
Talk about it.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
For saying the things that I said?
She's saying
I know,
that
Andy.
it made her flip
Andy,
when you said she was doing that for her job.
Andy,
so do you want to apologize for saying that? Oh, you did?
You did? I did. When she said that, I said, Erica, had you told me, I said, I would have understood that. I said, I'm sorry. I would have understood had you told me both of those things. I would have understood. And I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. I did not understand how you were one person up until the night before at 3 a.m, and not even 12 hours later, there was a completely different person.
You know what? I've been covering Real Housewives for a long time, but what happened at this Beverly Hills reunion actually left me speechless. Dorit Kemsley sat on that stage and realized in real time that every single person she trusted had turned against her. Kyle Richards, Erica Jane, and even Andy Cohen came at her one after another. What was supposed to be a conversation about her being late turned into something much darker. Dorit looked broken. She kept saying she felt completely betrayed by the people she considered her real friends for years. The tension was so thick you could feel it through the screen. At one point, Dorit basically said, I don't even know who these people are anymore. And the worst part? You can tell this isn't just TV drama. This feels personal. Her marriage is falling apart. Her finances are a disaster, and now her own group is attacking her in front of millions of people. Some are saying this reunion might be the beginning of the end for Dorit on Beverly Hills. I'm not exaggerating when I say this was one of the most uncomfortable and emotional reunions we've seen in years. Let me show you exactly how it all went down, because trust me, it gets even messier.
This message is for Dorit Kemsley. Dorit, it's time to get off Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, babes. And listen, before all the Team Dorit come after me, I just want to be clear about something. This woman is impossible to have a conversation with. Also, she's very delusional because this woman's home has gone into foreclosure more than like twice at this point. And yes, it's been brought back up to par and like things have been caught up. But the fact of the matter is, she's living behind a smoke and mirror situation. So fast forward to her having to now sell this book that we just watched her use the advanced money to go buy a Kelly, okay? But word on the street is the book sales are low. So she's gonna be doing a lot more of these lives, but essentially no one's really interested in buying the book, it seems like, because there aren't a lot of pre-orders from what I've heard. The publisher is a bit concerned, yes, and Dorit is concerned. She needs this check. She needs this to be a success because this marriage is not. But I do not think the show is adding anything positive to any of the mess that she has going on around her. It's certainly not helping her sell a book.
To understand why this reunion hit so hard, you need to know how deep Dorit's relationships actually were with the other women. Dorit Kemsley has been on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for 7 seasons now. She came in as this stylish, confident woman married to PK, always dressed to perfection, throwing glamorous parties, and quickly became part of the inner circle. For years, her closest friends were Kyle Richards and Erica Jane. These 3 women defended each other through almost everything: divorces, lawsuits, cheating scandals, and public backlash. They had each other's backs no matter what. That's why what we saw at this reunion feels so shocking. Kyle and Dorit's friendship especially looked rock solid. They vacationed together, supported each other during family problems, and always stood side by side during group fights. Erica and Dorit also grew very close over the past few seasons. Even when Erica was going through her legal troubles, Dorit was one of the few who openly defended her. But behind all the designer clothes and luxury trips, things have been slowly changing. Dorit and PK's marriage has been struggling for a while. There have been constant rumors about money problems, and recently those rumors turned into very public court documents. At the same time, Dorit has been dealing with a lot of personal stress, and many people noticed she started showing up late to almost every event this season. What makes this reunion different is that it doesn't feel like regular Housewives drama anymore. It feels personal. The same women who once protected Dorit are now the ones questioning her. The same group that used to laugh together is now sitting across from each other with cold stares. You can tell Dorit walked into this reunion thinking her friends would still have her back. But what she got instead was a cold, hard reality check. And trust me, it only gets more intense from here.
Are getting messier in Beverly Hills because PK is not allowing Dorit to play victim during their financial struggles. According to court documents obtained by TMZ, PK says his team looked into how the money was being spent and claims they found out Dorit racked up more than $1 million in luxury spending over the past year or so. The court documents also allege that Dorit spent money at Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Hermes, and a couple of other online retailers. While all that money was being spent on luxury items, no money was being put aside for the mortgage payments. This one hurts my poor heart, like literally my poor heart, because now the house is in $6 million of mortgage debt. I can't even imagine being in that much debt. It's scary. PK claims that he tried to work with Dorit to try to avoid this outcome. He even proposed on trying to sell the home and find another home for them to relocate, but says that that proposal was rejected. Now PK is asking the court to step in to force the sale of the home. Now look, I 100% believe PK when he says that Dorit was spending like crazy, but to try to blame everything solely on her when he is also in this marriage and also owns the home is crazy to me. Like, I think that Dorit and PK want to make the other look bad versus actually trying to work towards a solution. It's crazy that rich people will get themselves to this place in life. What are your thoughts on this mess? Let me know in the comments below, because my thoughts are the both of them are losers for getting themselves in this situation.
Now let's talk about what actually went down on that reunion stage. The moment the conversation turned to Dorit's lateness, you could feel the energy in the room completely shift. Andy Cohen looked straight at Dorit and asked her why she was late to almost every single event this season. Dorit admitted she's always been someone who runs late, but that answer clearly wasn't enough for the rest of the women. Erica Jane and Kyle Richards both jumped in and said her lateness had gotten much worse this year and that it was starting to feel disrespectful. Dorit tried to defend herself, but you could see her getting more and more uncomfortable. Then Andy said something that really hit her hard. He looked at her and said, "You don't seem especially sorry about it." That line changed everything. Dorit's face changed instantly. She started getting defensive and said the group always attacks her while letting other people get away with the same things. But the real breaking point came when Erica brought up how hurt she felt when Dorit accused her of coming after her just to save her own job on the show. Dorit looked shocked that Erica was even saying this. She tried to explain herself, but her apology came out sounding sarcastic and angry. At one point she said, "No, Erica, I'm a cold-hearted effing C*NT," in a very bitter tone. The whole room went silent for a second. You could feel how uncomfortable everyone was. That's when Dorit said the words that changed the entire reunion. "I feel like I'm being attacked by everyone." She looked directly at Kyle and Erica and told them she used to trust them more than anyone, but now she feels completely alone. Kyle tried to stay calm, but eventually admitted that their friendship doesn't feel the same anymore. Erica said she needed space from Dorit. The betrayal on Dorit's face was obvious. But here's where the first big twist comes in. Dorit suddenly turned to Kyle and accused her of coming into this season with a plan to destroy her image. She claimed Kyle had been talking behind her back and turning the other women against.
No one has ever asked me to go after you.
Okay, so
Hold on. What I see in your behavior happens to agree with what she sees. It's
okay,
different
but
for
you
us.
never said a word.
That's right.
Honey, I'm saying to you here now, because you're telling me for the first time, and I said both times, both
never
things.
wanted to say it in this forum.
She said it you said
Did
it 10
I just
minutes
say
ago.
to you over there, I don't want to say this, but I will?
Yes.
I said it to him.
I don't want to say what?
She didn't want to say to you that she was upset because you accused her of lashing out at her to save
In order
her
to
job.
save my job, I told him.
She didn't want to say it. And I said, you have to say that to her. That's the reason. And you have to figure out why that hurt you so much.
For that to be enough to not show up, to not message me,
Yeah.
that hurts.
But that is the key component to me just being like, this entire situation. I was really sad.
Well, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
After the reunion aired, things went from bad to worse very quickly. Within hours, clips of Dorit looking emotional and accusing Kyle of betrayal started circulating everywhere. The internet exploded. What started as a conversation about being late suddenly turned into a full-blown conversation about loyalty, backstabbing, and friendship breakups. But then came the second twist that nobody saw coming. Just as people were arguing about who was right between Dorit and Kyle, court documents from PK surfaced online. In those papers, PK claimed Dorit had spent over $1 million on luxury shopping, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Hermes, while their mortgage payments were being ignored. Their house was reportedly heading toward foreclosure, with nearly $6 million in debt. This revelation hit like a bomb. Suddenly, the conversation changed completely. People who were supporting Dorit started questioning her. Comments flooded in saying things like, "No wonder she's always late and distracted," and "the victim card isn't working anymore." On the other side, some fans defended her, saying PK was throwing her under the bus to save himself. What's really damaging is that this financial drama came out right after Dorit said she felt betrayed by everyone. Now it looked like her personal life was falling apart at the exact same time her friendships were collapsing on national television. Even some of the other housewives reportedly reacted privately. One insider told me that a few cast members were shocked at how bad Dorit's financial situation had become. Social media was split right down the middle, Team Dorit versus Team Kyle, with thousands of people taking sides. The timing couldn't have been worse for Dorit. She was already emotionally broken from the reunion, and now her money problems were being discussed by the entire world. But here's what's really interesting. Just when everyone thought they knew the full story, a new report dropped that suggested this financial mess. The reaction from the public and the industry was fast and brutal. Within minutes of the reunion episode dropping, Twitter and Instagram were on fire. Two hashtags started trending at the same time, #JusticeForDorit and #DoritIsDone. The fans were completely divided. One side was extremely angry for Dorit. Many people wrote things like, "She's clearly going through a divorce and financial stress, and her so-called friends are attacking her? This is bullying." Some fans even started calling Kyle and Erica fake friends who only care about their own image. On the other side, a huge number of people turned against Dorit. Comments like, "She's been living in delusion for years. Spending $1 million on bags while your house is in foreclosure is crazy, and time for Dorit to go" were everywhere. A lot of longtime viewers said they used to like her, but now find her exhausting and out of touch. Even some reality TV stars from other shows jumped in. One former housewife posted, "Being late is one thing, but when your whole group feels disrespected, that's a problem." Another influencer wrote, "Dorit playing victim while her spending is out of control is not a good look." Major news outlets also joined the conversation. TMZ ran a story with the headline, "Dorit and PK's $6 million debt nightmare," while Daily Mail called the reunion the most uncomfortable episode of the season. Entertainment Tonight did a segment asking if this is the beginning of the end for Dorit on Beverly Hills. Inside the industry, people are talking quietly. A few sources close to the show say producers are worried because Dorit's personal problems are now bigger than the show itself. Some believe the network might not fight hard to keep her if her story becomes too negative. Right now, Dorit is stuck in the middle of a storm she cannot control. Her friends have distanced themselves, her finances are public, and the audience is split. But the most surprising part? Some people close to the situation are saying the worst is still not out yet. But just when you thought this story couldn't get any crazier, a major new twist has completely changed everything. According to a very reliable insider who was close to the reunion filming, Dorit was secretly planning to leave Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after this season. She had already started having conversations with producers about her exit. The shocking part? Kyle and Erica reportedly found out about her plans before the reunion even started. That changes the whole narrative. Suddenly it makes sense why the energy felt so cold. Some are now saying Kyle and Erica felt betrayed first, believing Dorit was ready to walk away from the group she once called family. This is why the attacks felt so personal. One source told me the girls were hurt. They felt like Dorit was pretending to be their friend while already planning her goodbye. But here's where it gets even darker. The same insider claims Dorit was also struggling badly with her book sales. The advance she received was allegedly spent on luxury items, and now the publisher is putting pressure on her. According to this source, Dorit was desperate for the reunion to create enough drama so her book would get attention. But it completely backfired. Now Dorit is caught in the middle of multiple storms, a collapsing marriage, serious financial trouble, broken friendships, and the fear that her time on the show might be ending sooner than she wanted. The most heartbreaking part? A friend of Dorit's apparently said she broke down after the reunion and said, "I have no one left." So was Dorit really the victim here, or did her own secret plans blow up in her face? Right now, nothing is confirmed, but one thing is very clear: this story is far from over. There are still receipts that haven't come out. There are still conversations we haven't heard. And according to my sources, what's coming next might be the biggest bombshell of all. I'll be following this very closely. So tell me, what did you think after watching all of this? Are you Team Dorit and feel like she was unfairly attacked by the group? Or do you think Kyle and Erica were right to call her out? Maybe you're somewhere in the middle? I want to know your real opinion. Drop it in the comments below. Be honest, no judgment here. Do you think Dorit should stay on Beverly Hills, or is it time for her to leave? And who do you believe is more at fault in all this drama? If you're new here and love this kind of deep, honest breakdown of housewives drama, then hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I cover every major reunion and scandal as it happens, and I always give you the real tea without sugarcoating anything. Also, give this video a like if you want me to keep following this Dorit situation closely, because trust me, there's a lot more coming. I'm already working on the next update, and some things are about to get even messier. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I really